going to be on July 11th.
This is going to be on July 11th.
Chinatown Main Street Festival.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to invite all the presidents, and what we're going to do is we're going to offer the those flowers and with a ribbon, and then with the help of the sponsors and with the help of elected officials, Chinatown Main Street will be awarding certificates to each of the presidents.
Sounds exciting.
Yeah, I think me and Tony have a image of trying to get the community together is the key to through cooperation to success.
True, and seeing them all together, I mean, at least even in a photo, it symbolizes something.
Yes, that would be huge. And basically the theme of the opening remarks or the opening part of the festival will basically to recognize everyone's individual and collective efforts as far as the betterment of Chinatown, as far as the betterment of the Asian community.
It's important, recognition.
Yeah, that's going to be huge.
That together.
We're excited about that, actually.
It's awesome. I'm excited about that now, too. Okay, all right, let's jump to the fourth point, one of the, I guess, the most important in terms of business development, economic restructuring. What is it, and what do you guys focus on that?
Economic restructuring, what we do is we focus on changing the appearance of Chinatown as far as the cleanliness. We work on the parking situation within Chinatown.
Yeah, I want to talk to you about that.
Claim is a problem to Chinatown.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
So
I'd like to clear the perception on that. So due to the constraints of time, let's just limit it to those two items for now, unless you choose to otherwise. As far as cleanliness, as Gilbert had mentioned before, the responsibility of the sidewalks are in actuality the responsibility of the business owners. The cleanliness of the streets is the responsibility of the city of Boston, or in this particular case for us here. So with that said, we work with a lot of businesses to try to get them to improve their storefronts, but again, because of cultural challenges, not enough businesses have started doing that.
Right.
And so as a result, litter happens, and a lot of visitors who come into Chinatown, unfortunately, litters. So Main Street, what we do is every year we raise money to hire a company to come in, literally come in to sweep the streets within Chinatown. And the name of that organization is Project Place. And I'll hand the baton to Gilbert as far as how often they come. And obviously, we can't talk about money as far as how much it costs, right? Right. So we'll just say how many days they come and what they do.
They were, for a period of time, they were coming 4 days a week. During the morning hours, so that way would be less car park on the street, so they'd be able to clean the street.
Is this year-round or just a specific?
This is year-round.
Year-round, yeah. And through the sponsorship from major business and resident association, things like that, we'll be able to maintain that for a couple of years. But we are constantly working on that through Main Street to continue effort to keep the Chinatown clean.
That's great, because as Chinatown is changing, I know the first thing that people say when you mention Chinatown is that it is messy and that there is litter on the floor. But
one thing that we have successfully implemented is for the business trash. We try to ask them to bring it out at 10 p.m. I mean, obviously you don't want trash.
Right, versus before, they used to bring it out any hour of the day, and tourists would come by.
It's dinner time, and you have to climb through the garbage to go to the restaurant. It's not, the scene is not pretty.
Yeah, not too appealing.
And especially in summertime, the odors from the trash is kind of like
that's very true.
Kill any appetite that that you are hungry for. So we will successfully
implement that
10 p.m. for the trash to bring out. So they were working pretty well.
And it was a challenge for businesses because if you close at 8 o'clock, who's going to come back after 10? And fortunately, they were willing to work with us. And now a lot of the businesses, they have another guy or an individual who would come in just to take the garbage out after 10 o'clock.
That's great.
Yeah.
And
I think with some little bit of education and direction, and I think people generally will.
That's the key, and people will follow along. Once a majority, once the businesses do it, then other people will follow along. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the parking situation. I know a ton of people who they love Chinese food, they love Chinatown, but like even me, I do not want to come down, spend 2 hours finding meter and parking, or just parking at, a parking lot for, $20-$30 an hour.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
how has Chinatown managed to deal with that?
As far as the city is the city. No matter where you go in the United States, parking is always going to be a challenge.
Yeah.
But one perception that we have to get out there is that a lot of people don't know Chinatown actually has 6 parking lots. And if you were to look at the rates for the 6 parking lots, a majority of them are much, the price is much lower than any of the parking lots of any other area within the city of Boston. And so that's huge. In addition to that, Chinatown Main Street has actually joined forces, so to speak, with Interpark. And Interpark is right on Beach Street, opposite of East Ocean City. And for 3 hours, parking is only $6. So at participating businesses, which I think we're pretty much at 80% now, 80 to 90%, what would happen is the business would give you
like a stub, or
a stub, like a parking pass. And then when you go back to the parking lot, all you do is put the card right through the machine, and it'll do the automatic deduction.
Wow.
So in essence,
it's a really good deal as well.
It translates to $2 an hour. Where are you going to get that nowadays?
Nowhere.
$2 an hour for parking, right? So yes, Chinatown has food that's considerably, might be less expensive than other areas, but the parking is really
I definitely think you guys need to promote that, because that's going to get people into the community,
that's right,
into Chinatown.
And then also, as far as metered spaces, Chinatown actually has a lot of spaces that offers 2-hour parking after 6 o'clock.
Okay.
So nevertheless, the point is, a lot of the other districts after 6 o'clock, all the spaces are available for residents only. So as a guest coming in, you're gonna have to pay $20 to $30 in parking minimum. But here in Chinatown, there's a ton of spaces that do offer the 2-hour free parking.
Okay.
So that in itself is huge. In comparison to the other areas, it's really good here in Chinatown. But as far as an unlimited amount of free space, you're in the city. It's not going to happen, no matter where you go.
Yeah, true, true. Okay, well, in the beginning, I asked you guys to go back 10 years and compare 10 years to today. If I were to ask you now, what is your vision? What is your hope for Chinatown 10 years down the road? What do you guys see? What do you guys want to happen?
Well, I would like to see the more resident business owner as a whole looking at this community, treat them as your home. And we all are taking care of home. So I think the most important is it's not just a city or street. We're in this community. We make a living. Business owner make a living in the community. Residents live here, so it is our home.
Let's everybody work as one and make it a better place.
Yeah.
Tony, how about you?
Well, in addition to what Gilbert said, in 10 years from now, we want to make it very clear to all the business owners that one message that I said before is actually it's not common knowledge that the sidewalks are the responsibilities of the business owners. Many business owners feel that what's behind their doors is the responsibility of the city.
Right.
So we have to change that perception. I see more unity in Chinatown. I see a more vibrant area in Chinatown. I see Chinatown as, even the mayor said it, that Chinatown is a gem within the city of Boston.
Right.
Where else can you get the North End feel, then the Chinatown Asian feel, then the Newbury Street with all its stores, and there's so many variety, so many different things to enjoy and experience in Boston. And I see Boston becoming a major spot, Chinatown becoming a major attraction spot. In fact, Gilbert and I are working with Leo Anthony from Asian Boston to see if we can acquire a trolley tour bus stop.
That would be a really good idea.
Chinatown, to get a trolley tour, literally,
oh my gosh,
to stop in Chinatown to drop off guests.
That would be an excellent.
Don't drive us by, just stop here.
Right.
That would be an excellent idea.
Come visit. As we have open door to invite anybody interested to learn more about Chinatown.
Right.
And I know there's a lot of on the web. There's a lot of people saying that Chinatown is a mysterious place and dangerous. I think that perception
is slowly changing.
Is going away. I mean, if you see the last time the Chronicle said, this past 6 years, Chinatown has been changed. 15 years ago, 10 years ago, yeah, maybe, but come see us now.
Right.
See the changes that we are working so hard to try to change.
Well, it's exciting times, and I'm very excited for you both. And I just wanted to thank both of you gentlemen for being here today. I think that the work that you do is really so important, and I'm sure that the Chinatown community, as well as any of the tourists that come and visit Chinatown, thank you. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
And just so that the viewer knows, Chinatown Main Street is always looking for ideas and suggestions on how to improve foot traffic within Chinatown. So if you guys have any suggestions or information, please feel free to send your comments to ChinatownMainstreet.org. My name is Christina Ng. Thank you so much for watching Asian Boston Television. Till next time. Thank you.